Tonight, a tribute to Dr. John M. Long.
Plus a preview of this year's Relay for Life. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for March 22nd, 2013. I'm Courtney Addison.
And I'm Rachel Scarborough. Thank you for joining us this evening. Each year, more than 4 million people in over 20 countries take part in Relay for Life and raise much-needed funds and awareness to save lives from cancer. Here's the preview of Troy University's Relay for Life 2013. Good cause. The American Cancer Society's annual Relay for Life is a chance for people to honor and remember those who have fought and are fighting cancer.
Everybody relays for a different reason. I personally relay because I've had too many family members and friends that have gone through cancer, and I've just seen what it does to people in my family and to my friends, so I come out to relay to show my support for them.
This year's theme is Disney, and organizers hope it brings out everyone's inner child.
Just had the teams just select their own Disney movie. Some people did Aladdin, Little Mermaid, just something like that. You just select your own theme. You can decorate your tent according to your theme that you pick, and then throughout the night we're going to play songs all from Disney.
During the 12-hour relay event, participants will have a chance to have a little fun while supporting a great cause.
We're going to have lots of games. We will have at 11 o'clock there will be a pillow fight sponsored by Ready You, and they have 25 pillows. So the first to the table, first 25 will get those pillows, and then everybody else is encouraged to bring their own pillows. It's like the ultimate pillow fight. And then at 11:30 we'll be doing the Harlem Shake, and at 12 o'clock at midnight we will have a rave. And there's also going to be a Womanless Beauty pageant. There's going to be lots of minute to win it games, and then we have different laps throughout the night that you dress up as.
This year's goal is $30,000, and Welch says they have raised nearly $20,000, but you can still donate at the event.
We have our committee tent. They can come over and they can buy t-shirts. They can buy any little knickknacks we have there that maybe have Relay for Life on them, and then each team will actually be like having their own. They may sell food or drinks, just stuff like that. So each team raises money throughout the night, and then by the end of the night we turn all the money in and count it up, and that's how much we have.
This year's Relay for Life will kick off with opening ceremonies at 6 o'clock in Sartain Hall.
As a close to another semester quickly approaches, many students are making plans for their future, and some high school students are planning to choose a university to call their own, and tomorrow may be their opportunity. Christina Cook has the details.
Many high school students are faced with the big decision of choosing what college to attend after graduation. But how do they make the decision on where to go? Well, Troy University offers those students an opportunity to choose Troy as their future college home during the annual Spring Trojan Day.
We are going to have an all-day event for prospective students and their parents to come get familiar with Troy and the great opportunities that we have for them here on campus. It's open to all seniors and junior high school students, as well as transfer students.
And with a preview day scheduled on a Saturday, it makes an easier trip for some parents who have many questions about the university.
We want them to leave with every question that they are coming with answered. We want them to leave feeling confident that their student is coming to a great school with a great reputation, that they will graduate and be able to, go out into the working world and get a great job with a Troy degree, and that they'll be safe. Their students will be safe here. We want them to feel confident in their student attending Troy.
But what about the concerns from the prospective students?
The students want to know where they're going to sleep, where they're going to eat, and what they get to do for fun here. So we like to make it a very information filled day, but we also like to make it a fun day too. And then they'll get to see the dorm rooms, and they'll get to see where they're going to sleep and where they're going to eat, and meet a lot of students too. So it'll be a fun event for them.
And with over 60 organizations registered for the Browse session, these students and parents are sure to find their niche here at Troy University.
I have 100 tables that includes the academic departments and organizations that have registered. We welcome all student organizations so that these students know what we have to offer them.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Trojan Spring Preview Day will be held tomorrow from 9 to 2 in the Trojan Arena. Well, there aren't many people who could be considered living legends on Troy's campus, but Dr. Johnny Long might fit the bill.
That's right, Courtney. And last night, Troy Symphony Band paired up with some friends from Hawaii to pay tribute to the man responsible for building Troy's successful music program. Terry Yu has the story.
On Thursday night, a tribute concert for Dr. John Long was held in the Claudia Crosby Theater. It was a special night for Long because he just celebrated a birthday.
He recently had a birthday. He's 86 years old, and he is such an inspiration to so many thousands of people and so many band directors and students throughout the country, literally, that we just thought it would be nice to celebrate his life and play some of the music that he likes the most.
Along with the Troy University Symphony Band, the Pearl City High School Symphonic Wind Band from Hawaii came to Troy University to honor Dr. Long.
We know Dr. Long. Dr. Long has been out to Hawaii many times, and Dr. Walker has come out to Hawaii to do judging and such for Hawaii. So when we heard there was a tribute concert for Dr. Long, we asked Dr. Walker if it would be able to join in the celebration for Dr. Long, because we owe him so much in Hawaii for all his work here.
And how did the band all the way from Hawaii end up at Troy University?
The personal relationship between Dr. Long and their former band director, Mike Nakasone, who was awarded the John M. Long Award from the National High School Band Association. And they have a long history together, and Dr. Long and Mike Nakasone go way back with the Pearl City Band. And so when we found out that they were coming out, they're actually going to Disney World tomorrow, but when we found out that they were going to be here at roughly the same time, we organized a special joint concert so that we could celebrate Dr. Long's legacy.
Dr. Walker says both bands did a great job honoring Dr. Long.
I think it was very successful. We had a good audience tonight. Both bands played very well, and the main thing is that Dr. Long's happy.
Terry Yu, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Last night's concert was the first of two tributes to Long. The second will be next Thursday at the Davis Theater in Montgomery.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Birmingham, 2 Alabama teenagers are using YouTube in an attempt to change how sex education is taught in the state. The issue is an Alabama law that states that the curriculum should emphasize that homosexuality is not a lifestyle accepted to the general public. The teenagers have received more than 80,000 signatures in their online petition to get the law changed.
And in Vance, Mercedes-Benz is planning to build an automotive parts staging plant that will employ about 500 people. Mercedes officials say they expect to have the $70 million plant operating by next February. The 500 new jobs there will be in addition to about 1,000 jobs that Mercedes will add soon for production of the C-Class sedans. Mercedes now has nearly 3,000 employees at the Vance Auto production facility.
And in Opelika, a hearing for a man accused of killing 3 people and wounding several others at a party in an Auburn apartment complex has been postponed because he was not transported to the hearing. The hearing for Desmonte Leonard has been set for Wednesday afternoon in Opelika. He is being held in Montgomery.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, football is in season. Danielle Percival, it's never too early to start talking about football. Danielle Percival will be in with all the details of the first day of spring practice when she joins us with sports.
And President Obama is in Jordan for his last trip in the Middle East. We'll have that story more after the break.
President Obama wraps his 3-day trip in Israel and heads to Jordan. I'm Danielle Nottingham in Jerusalem. I'll have the story coming up.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she's the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we go to Courtney Addison at the Global News Desk. Courtney?
Thanks, Rachel. 3 Marines are dead in an apparent murder-suicide at the Marine base Quantico, about 40 miles south of Washington, D.C. Investigators are trying to piece together a motive as to why he would turn on his own. We'll get more from Tara Mergener from Quantico, Virginia.
At the Stars and Stripes Cafe in Quantico, Virginia, the death of 3 Marines in an apparent murder-suicide is difficult news.
Hard to believe that something so close to home really happened, especially on a Marine Corps base where you think it's, nice and safe.
Around 10:30 Thursday night, authorities responded to a 911 call at the Quantico base and found a man dead from a gunshot wound in the Taylor Hall barracks. The base went on lockdown. Hours later, police found the body of a woman and the body of the apparent shooter in another part of the barracks.
The shooter, an active duty Marine, was pronounced dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound by law enforcement at the scene.
Officials say the 2 victims and the shooter were all staff members at the Officer Candidate School here at Quantico. At the Marine Corps League bar, Melody Myers says this tight-knit military town will be looking for answers.
But I think that people are very concerned about it. There's 3 Marines that are dead right now.
The shooting at Quantico is the second tragedy to hit the Corps in less than a week. Monday, 7 Marines were killed in an explosion during a training exercise in Nevada. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Quantico, Virginia.
President Obama is in Jordan, the last stop on his 4-day trip to the Middle East. Danielle Nottingham has the latest details from Jerusalem.
King Abdullah welcomed President Obama to Jordan with a military ceremony at his royal palace.
The United States is committed to the security of Jordan, which is backed by our strong alliance.
The 2 leaders discussed the civil war in neighboring Syria that has sent 400,000 refugees into Jordan.
Today I'm announcing that my administration will work with Congress to provide Jordan with an additional $200 million in budget support this year as it cares for Syrian refugees.
Before heading to Jordan, President Obama put Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu on the phone with the leader of Turkey. Netanyahu apologized for a naval raid that killed 9 Turkish activists, a gesture Turkey had been waiting for since 2009. One of the last stops of President Obama's trip to Israel was a visit here to the grave of former Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, where the president laid this wreath and a stone from the grounds of the Martin Luther King Memorial in Washington. President Obama also paid tribute to the millions of victims of the Holocaust at Yad Vashem.
The state of Israel does not exist because of the Holocaust, but with the survival of a strong Jewish state of Israel, such a Holocaust will never happen again.
Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas accompanied President Obama to the Church of the Nativity, the birthplace of Jesus in Bethlehem. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Jerusalem.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Courtney. And now Danielle Percival joins us with sports. So, Danielle, I know baseball's in season, basketball just went out of season, but football has started practicing.
Well, that's right, Rachel. It's not fall and it's not football season just yet, but it seems like football season is just about year-round here in the South. So let's get into talking about a little Trojan football.
Okie dokie.
Well, it's March Madness time. We're right in the middle of day 2, and if your bracket has already been busted, don't worry. You've always got football to look forward to. The Trojans hit the field yesterday for their first practice of the spring schedule. The team will be practicing every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday leading up to the final scrimmage of the spring schedule on April 20th. Head coach Larry Blakeney said, though, it's not all about X's and O's.
We're looking for Jimmys and Joes right now, and you've heard that little saying before. X's and O's are all good, but Jimmys and Joes are who will make the determination on game day, who wins. So, we think we've recruited a good class.
The Trojans will be in full pads for the first time this spring next Saturday, March 30th, for their first scrimmage. And later tonight, the Trojan baseball team will be in action in the Bayou State, taking on the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe. The Trojans will look to get above 500 in Sunbelt play against a team that was swept in its opening weekend against Louisiana Lafayette. Overall, ULM is 8-13, while the Trojans are 13-6. Troy was able to take 2 of 3 last season against the Warhawks in Troy, but head coach Bobby Pierce knows his team better come out prepared.
You never know quite what you're going to get, even if they've gotten off slow. They always play hard and tough. We've played well and done well in Monroe in the past, but it's never been easy, and I don't expect it to be easy at all this year.
First pitch tonight is scheduled for 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, the Trojans and the Warhawks will hit the field for a 4 o'clock start, and on Sunday, the series finale is slated to begin at 1. The softball team will also be taking on Louisiana Monroe, but they will be in action at home for the first time in over a month. The Trojans played at home to open the season in the Subway Invitational in February, but have been on the road ever since. The road hasn't been the kindest to the Trojans, however, with only a 4-9 away record. The Trojans lost 6 straight on the road during spring break, and Coach Melanie Davis knows her team will be facing another tough test.
We're a scrappy team, and we've not had the most of success against them the last couple of years. We do have a pretty good scouting report on their pitching. We're going to work all week long on being able to hit what we think their pitchers will bring at us. They'll have a lot of speed, so we'll have to do a good job of within our battery of covering second, covering third on the steals, making good throws to the bases.
Game 1 of the doubleheader Saturday is scheduled to begin at 1. Then on Sunday, the final game of the series will be played also at 1. The Trojan track and field team hit the road this morning, heading to the Alabama Relays in Tuscaloosa. The Trojans are coming off an impressive showing at the Shamrock Invitational, including Nico Freeman winning the 100-meter dash with the 8th best time in the region this season. The Trojans are just a few meets into the outdoor schedule, so it is still early, but head coach Jill Lancaster said this meet will be a good opportunity to measure where the team is in terms of progress.
It's a very elite field, not as many teams, cut it down to 18, but they're only inviting so many athletes per event. So we're in a waiting game right now to see who gets invited. Obviously expect our relays to continue to improve. By all means, do we not think they're where they're going to be, but we think that pretty quickly we can improve.
The Alabama Relays began earlier this afternoon, and competition will run through tomorrow. And early next week, Trojan fans will have the opportunity to do something most probably never have. The Troy University Sports and Fitness Management Club will host Chalk Talk, where athletics director John Hartwell, football coach Larry Blakeney, and women's basketball coach Shanda Rigby will address fans and then be available in an open forum type situation to answer questions from Trojan fans. And as a fan, it's important to not only be in attendance at sporting events, but also to get involved in the programs.
As a Trojan fan, you come to games, you watch the football games, the basketball games, etc., and this is a chance for you to come see what's really going on behind the scenes. It's your chance to come see who is making the decisions and why they're making the decisions they're making. Particularly if you donate to Trojan Athletics. If you buy tickets, you donate to Trojan Athletics. And this is a good opportunity for you to come see where your money's going.
For your chance to have my job and ask the tough questions, show up at Trojan Center Theater Monday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Admission is free. So Courtney, Rachel, getting into the weekend, this is one of the busiest times in Troy sports. Of course, the weekends when you got baseball in action, softball here at home. So hopefully fans can come out and support the softball team. They haven't been at home in over a month, so hopefully we can get a good support out there and maybe pick up a couple of wins.
Yes, I know Coach Davis will just love that.
Absolutely, and hopefully we'll be able to do that.
And then Chalk Talk Monday, because you go out and support, the coaches, they'd really love to see a big crowd out there.
Absolutely. Maybe answer some of those questions that you got looming in your mind.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, next month Troy will induct the second class of the Trojan Athletics Hall of Fame. Aaron Taylor finds out more in today's edition of Trojan Talk.
Plus today we have experienced a cool and rainy day, but will these conditions last throughout the weekend, Bree?
Cold rain we've seen today, it looks like things will be warming up. However, that rain is definitely here to stay at least throughout the weekend. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
I was looking for something that if I had to take online, I could still take it, but I wanted that personal touch that Troy offers. I needed to be able to work around my schedule because I still support my family full time, and I needed to be able to be flexible, and Troy met those needs.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education with the flexibility you need. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Jeremy. I am a criminal justice major with Homeland Security. I needed to reinvent myself, and I chose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us with weather.
So Bree, earlier in the week we got to see some sunshine, we got to see a little bit warmer temperatures, and now it's just gloomy outside and rainy. What can these high school seniors expect for tomorrow whenever most of them first time they're ever stepping on Troy's campus?
Well, for the seniors and parents who will be visiting Troy University tomorrow, it looks like those rain conditions will remain in our area. However, it won't be so cold since the first day of spring was officially this week. We'll have those spring-like temperatures lingering around tomorrow. I'll get more into that in just a moment, though. First, let's go ahead and go into our current conditions. Right now, we have cloudy skies in the area, temperatures at 47 degrees, dew points at 42 degrees, humidity is at 83%, barometer at 29.97 inches and steady, winds are coming in from the east-southeast at 5 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 52, a low of 35. We had about 0.13 inches of rain in our area. The sun rises at 6:45 a.m. and it should set at 6:57 p.m. Temperatures around the state, we have a mixture of temperatures right now. Mobile coming in at 63, Huntsville at 48, Birmingham at 49, Montgomery at 46, Troy at 47, Phoenix City at 50, and Jackson at 58. Temperatures around the southeast, on average in our state, we're at about 50 degrees right there in the northern part of Alabama. But as we move throughout the rest of the southeast, those temperatures remain constant right there at about the lower 50s there in the Carolinas. Temperatures around the United States, however, the majority of the states is covered in the blue pigment right now. A lot of cooler temperatures covering the states. But as we take a closer look at the states running across the border, we have a lot of warm conditions, almost 90 degrees here in Texas today. Current surface map. A lot of rain conditions going on through the west coast over here with this cold front pushing through the southern part of the states, ironically, because they're so warm right now. But as we take a closer look east, we do have these rain systems coming in through parts of Alabama as well as Georgia. So that's definitely something to keep a lookout for. Precipitation forecast for the next 4 to 8 hours. It looks like the southeast as a whole will be covered in rain. In our area, we may be experiencing about an inch of rain or so over the next few days. So like I said, definitely keep that rain gear on hand with you because you're going to need it. As we move into tomorrow, rain continues to stay in our area, closing out our weekend on Sunday. That rain even gets a little bit heavier here in our state. But as we start our week off on Monday, it looks like that rain clears out of our area. And on Tuesday, we remain with those picture-perfect conditions. So maybe we can say goodbye to that rain at least as we move into next week. For tonight's forecast, we have a few showers ahead. Isolated thunderstorms, about a 60% chance of rain. Winds coming in from the east-southeast at 5 miles per hour with a low of 51. So tonight may not be as cool as it was last night, but we'll definitely have that rain in our area. So like I said, if you're out and about, definitely drive safely and keep that rain gear on hand with you. For tomorrow's forecast, we have variable clouds in the area, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Winds coming in from the southeast at 8 miles per hour with a high of 72. So the rain will be staying in our area, but we will have those warm spring conditions back into our area tomorrow. Looking at our 4-day forecast, as I said, as we move into tomorrow, the high gets to about 72 degrees, about a 60% chance of rain with a low of 58. Closing out our weekend on Sunday, we still have that 60% chance of rain in our area. High continues to rise up to about 74 degrees with a low of 39. On Monday, almost a 20-degree difference. That high gets to about 56 degrees. Mostly sunny skies in our area with a low of 34. And on Tuesday, the high rises back up to about 59 degrees with mostly sunny skies in our area. So Courtney and Rachel, looks like for any high school seniors who may be in the area and their parents as well, we will have rainy conditions tomorrow, but it will be spring-like temperatures. So it'll kind of be an icky rain. Definitely keep that rain gear on hand with you if you're out and about.
Exactly, and hopefully they'll remember to have their umbrellas and stuff, and they'll be prepared for walking outside. I know it's not exactly picture-perfect conditions like what they would hope, but hopefully when they come back into the fall, it'll be beautiful weather for them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Bree.
You're welcome.